All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. Today's one of them days that you hate to do, but you got to do. You got to say farewell to a good friend of ours, Coolio, folks. This is a farewell show from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve after dark to concerts in the park. This is how we do it, y'all. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, and a whole bunch of my friends today, y'all. I'm about to do this with Coolio. Stick around, folks. Stick around. All right, folks. We are here today. I got the crew today, folks. I got my man, my man, Paul Stewart from the DR. I got my boy, Triple OG, like me. Scotty Spencer in the house, and also my boy, Dusty Vision. What's up, folks?
What up?
What up?
I'm glad y'all able to make it today, folks. Sometimes you gotta show some love to your people, man. It's just what you got to do. You got to do it because they ain't gonna get it done if we don't do it. So we gotta look out for ourselves. So today we're gonna sit here and we're gonna show some love to Coolio, folks. In fact, let me change this video in the background right quick. Show him some love as well.
That's right. There he is.
I'm right in the middle of it. Let me get out of the way. All right, folks.
Hey, before we get started, maybe we can get Scotty and Paul to introduce themselves to the audience. They may know the work, but not necessarily the names. Maybe we can start with Paul.
Okay, sure. Well, Scotty is my OG and Lonzo's my OG, so it's an honor to be here. Scotty was laying down the foundation for cats like me to, come up with him right behind him or whatever, you know what I mean, in the game. But yeah, so it's an honor to be here. I'm an OG from White Boy from Crenshaw. That's my newest moniker. Born and raised. And I was a DJ, street promoter, and I discovered a bunch of famous LA rappers as a manager, starting with House of Pain, Farside, Coolio, who I'm here today. I worked with him. I got him his Tommy Boy deal. I didn't work with him during Mad Circle or anything like that. So he was a rapper, as already was going. Let me clarify that, too. We're involved in Coolio's career way before me. And Warren G, I got him out of the death row situation. He wasn't even signed or anything, got him his deal. So, yeah, that's me. And, I worked with Coolio for 5 years as his manager. And as I love to say, and it's completely true, I managed him from Nickerson Gardens to a Grammy. Right. When I met Coolio, he was living in Nickerson, I stopped managing him a little after he won the Grammy. He decided to go with his wife. But God bless Coolio, man. It's the best client I ever had.
Good looking now, Scotty Dee.
Yeah.
Give us a little background.
Just one of the architects. West Coast hip hop. Been knowing Coolio before his career even started, before he even had a rap name.
Right.
I brought in people like DJ Pooh. I'm one of the first original fashion designers in the whole world. Me and my crew, J&D Exclusive Custom Sportswear. And like I said, I came along with Mixmaster Spade. We was a Soundmaster crew, which Coolio became a part of in Compton. Mixmaster Spade was the Compton posse. We came together, and we're the first crew, East Coast, West Coast, Castle Hill Soundmasters, Compton Soundmasters, and Coolio is a part of that legacy.
History. Hip-hop history.
Yeah, okay. All right, folks. My boy Dusty Vision, you know how we do. That was Dr. Dre. You're on TV Raps. He's going to tap in a few minutes also. He got some Coolio stories. And right now, man, we just want to kick it, show some love for Coolio. It's when you go to a service, they give you 2 minutes to talk about a person that you've been knowing all your life. And I never understood. I understand the time constraints that you have when you're doing the service, but I never could understand how you expected to take 2 minutes and show some real love for a person that you got love for. And thank God the technology. We got all the time we need to do what we want to do in regard to Coolio. I know Scotty Dee got some stories, and Paul got some stories, and Dusty got some questions. So Whoever want to kick it off, feel free.
No, maybe we could talk with how everybody met Coolio. Maybe starting with you, Paul. How did you meet Coolio? Tell us the Nickerson Garden story, and then we can move on to Scotty Dee.
I will, and I definitely want to say that Scotty put me up on so much history of Coolio one day when we had lunch at Simply Wholesome. Told me so much stuff about Coolio prior to my meeting that it was fascinating. I can't wait to hear his answer, but mine is funny and very cool. I was working for Street Knowledge. I did marketing and promotion for Ice Cube's record label. The Lynch Mob, Cam, Yo-Yo. These were the records on the label. And I worked for him when Street Knowledge was on Victoria over in the 60s, you know? And I was in the dungeon, as they called it, where 3 from the Lynch Mob had been making pictures. Paul Stewart used to be there. And it's kind of crazy because Coolio was, at that time, I believe, working as hype man for WC. Was, you know, probably Mad Circle era. And he came to Street Knowledge with WC, and he saw, I don't really know what he saw, but he saw me, this white guy, down the hood at Street Knowledge, and he came to me and said, "You're going to be my manager." Maybe he knew I managed the Far Side. I don't know. We really hadn't spoke. But so that's where I met him. And then very soon, and he gave me the demo that Wino had produced, had County Line on it. But very soon after that, I went to go pick him up. And, you know, this is before GPS and everything. And he was in Nickerson. He was living in Nickerson at the time, which doesn't seem very familiar, but whatever. And I'm from Crenshaw, but I was working in that neighborhood where, you know, Cube's thing, but I'd never really seen that part of Watts, you know, the projects like Nickerson Gardens. So I was like with a Thomas guide, right? And I drove out there to pick him up in my little Nissan Maxima. And when I got there, I was kind of shook. You know, I'm gonna be real. I was like shook by the neighborhood. And when Coolio came out, he said to me, I said, "Coolio, you're like trying to get me robbed or whatever?" He said, "Oh man, a white dude right here. Everyone knew you were one time. Nobody was gonna fuck with you, you know." And that was kind of my introduction to Coolio, his humor, you know what I mean, and a little bit of his personality. But yeah, that's how I met him, and you know, then we went from there. So it was. I want to pass the mic to Scotty, but it was just to give clarity of the time. It was right before the deal at N.W.A. pretty much, because after I met him, I think I got him the deal within like 2 to 3 months or less, you know, from that time.
Much love, much love. Scotty Dee.
Yay.
How'd you get your connection with Coolio?
Well, like 1978, I was coming out of Job Corps, and I had found out about this thing called hip hop. And by the time I got to Compton, one of my good friends, Juan, he should be on here also, him and Richard McMichael. If you see the name Richard McMichael, Lonzo, you should tap him in, because he's the one that showed Coolio how to write, you know, and cadence and stuff like that. Well,
You got it.
I went to where they were, where the Soundmaster crew was doing their thing at, and that was in the Lutheran Garden Apartments on El Segundo Boulevard, right in between Mona and Willowbrook. I get over there and I heard them do the sound, and I met DJ D, Little Richie C, Wiz Kid, and all these guys were cousins. The last name was Valentine, except for Richard McMichael. Coolio happened to live right across the street on the opposite side of El Segundo, on the south end of El Segundo. I mean, you can hear the sound when they would go out there and put the sounds out there. I mean, you can hear the sound for miles around. So they would come over. So Coolio started liking what they were doing, because they were out there rapping. Spoonie C lived down the street. So Spoonie C and Coolio formed their own thing, but they also joined the Sound Masters crew in 1979. They came in about 1979. We joined forces with Mixmaster Spades and the Compton posse, and that's how we became so large in Compton. DJ Aladdin came through us. King T used to work for me. But Coolio always stood out. I would have battles at my house in Long Beach. I stayed in Carmelita Projects. So Trey D is my first wife, first cousin. So Trey D would always come to the house to get his weed and everything. But Coolio and them would be inside of my house, him, Casper, and several other people before they even came out. But they would be battling in my living room. I had a little studio in there. And Coolio would always serve people. And it was like he was just a battle rapper at that time. He was determined. I remember them guys got into this thing called K-Day Performing Arts. Him and his partner Spoonie would catch the bus, the RTD, you know, all the way from Compton all the way to the jungle. They're not even supposed to even be over there to do this thing. They love to rap. And Coolio, they were in the Soundmasters crew. They did their first record with the Soundmaster name, Soundmaster Crew, High School Freaks. But the song that really got them on radio was a song called "You're Gonna Miss Me." It was on Love Nest Records. If you Google Love Nest Records, you can't Google "You're Gonna Miss Me." All kinds of stuff gonna pop up. Google Love Nest Records, "You're Gonna Miss Me." That song stayed on K-Day at least 10, 12 weeks, man. That song was just a good song. It's really sentimental now to me. I found it today. I found it last night because everybody said I can only find the instrumental, but I found the actual lyrics to that song. Well, yeah, man, cool. Matter of fact, Coolio had his first daughter. I'm her goddad. When I had my first daughter in that era, she wasn't my first daughter, but my first daughter by my second wife. Coolio is her godfather. And she passed away, and Coolio was there for me. So I know right now I'm there for his children. This is his children right here. That's how far I go back. I'm taking pictures of the whole family. You know what I'm saying? I got the whole family. Come outside. We need pictures. I took a lot of pictures back in the day. I'm really glad I did, you know. So right now I want to shout out all of his children. You guys stay strong. We're gonna get through this. You guys just stay ready. We're gonna push his name, his legacy forever. I mean, he has a long lasting relationship with a lot of people all overseas, here in the States, especially in Compton. I mean, hey, I have a prison ministry, right? A lot of dudes from prison was calling me doing dedication to this dude on Yard. So you know he must got something popping. I never heard of that before. They didn't even really do that for Nipsey, but they're doing it for Coolio.
Wow.
I met Coolio rapping, man.
Look like somebody just stepped in.
Did Dr. Dre just join us?
No, that was Michael.
Richard McMichael joined.
Richard. Yeah.
Richard McMichael. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh man, we're doing a Coolio intro. How you know Coolio, Doc? How'd you meet Coolio?
From school, bagging on people, made me run away from him because he got to talking crap, and I was just a shy, quiet person. But we became good friends. He used to tease me. You ain't getting no job. You ain't getting no job. While we got out of high school, because they hung around apartments, getting high, running around, bagging on people. But once I got my job, he said, "I'm proud of you."
Okay. Wow.
Hey, Rich, tell him how you met him in the rap. How'd he get into the rap thing?
I gave him the foundation to show him how to do bars when bars wasn't in effect at that time. We went to high school together. He stayed with me for a short stint when he got big he was on a Tommy Boy with Naughty by Nature in them. But
didn't he live?
He
lived across the street from you. How did he get into the group?
He lived across the street from me, and you know, we was ghetto kids, running wild, basically, you know. And it's like during that time, sometimes you go back to what you know, and that's all you know. And it's sad, but I'm happy at the same time because he's out of his misery.
Hey Rich, how did he get into the group, the Soundmaster Crew?
Through my family, DJ D, Wiz Kid. We was going to Eve After Dark. We was doing 2 or 3 parties every night a weekend with our friend Alan Kennett was a DJ. He found out that we was DJs because my grandmother, my aunt, worked at his mother's daycare center right there on Alameda and Bennett, right there in Compton, right before Greenleaf.
Okay.
So we had fun. You know,
You
We
know,
did
Thank you,
Centennial
OG Steve.
Sweetheart Dance. Yes.
Just
I
said
wanna-
thank you to OG Steve donating the $5 to us. Good looking out. We have some hip hop legends on the phone right now on the line, so we definitely appreciate that. And if you have any questions, please do comment down below, and we'll get to all the questions tonight.
You know, I want to say something right quick, fellas. You know, it's a sad occasion for us to be sitting here doing what we got to do. And like my daddy always said, death ain't nothing personal. But to be able to do it at 59, 66, 60 years old, as opposed to 21, 22, and going from natural causes and not lead poisoning, make it don't make it no better, but it just make it different.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like the movie B Street. They turned a death into a celebration. Without people, you know, we don't
right.
check on people.
Rainbow.
So basically, it's a celebration.
And that's what his wishes were, to have a celebration.
That's what he wanted.
That's what we're putting together now, a big celebration. His children are really working hard to do it. They invited people like me and a few of the other brothers, Spoonie C, Jerez, his road manager. A lot of us are involved. The children actually still love and trust us, and they want us to be involved. So, hey, I mean, I really didn't want to do this show because it's kind of like too early. But then again, it's not too early. People need to know this man's legacy. Coolio stayed on the road. I mean, to be his age, we talk at least every other week. Lately, we've been talking every week because we got a few other deals going on right now.
Scotty,
Yeah.
tell them about when we went to Oakland and we was at Denny's and we had to leave out because we had to go see his daddy in San Jose.
Yeah, man. Coolio we was on tour with the first Def Jam tour that came around. And I was selling them sweatsuits. I never asked nobody for money back then. I was making so much money on them sweatsuits. So we would just help Roger do promotions pretty much for free, just for tickets to get in and the clout. So we're on the road. We're up in Oakland. And Coolio said he hadn't seen his dad in a while. Let's go see him. And I jumped in my car and we rode to go see his pops, man. I mean, that was just one thing. His daughter lived at the time. His oldest daughter lived out towards like Pomona. We would go out there on the regular. Coolio had some crazy jobs before he became a rapper, y'all. Y'all just don't know, man.
What are some of them?
Tell me
Him
about
and
it,
his
Scott.
partner,
Kicking it.
I mean, well,
I
me
tell
and
you-
Rich, myself, Rich is my best friend. Coolio my best friend. Anyway, all of us sound masters from Compton, we all are best friends. Me, Rich, Coolio, Spoonie T, college out there, Rancho Hondo, right? Rich, Rancho Hondo College, and we're about to graduate. We're going to graduate on the day, and his mom passed away, and he didn't want to do it. I'm like, yo, bro, your mom would want you to do this. So he kind of like, listen. We graduated, and we made sure he got to the service on time, man, because, I mean, we family, man. I mean, they was there for me when my baby passed away, and we've been there for one another. When Rich granddad passed, we all were there. Even now, I mean, we all coming. We've been talking. We've been talking a lot. For some reason, how God works it all out, the Most High God works it out for us to mend our bridges before things like this happen. And it was like Coolio was happy. I mean, he was really happy and content with what he's doing or what he was doing before he left. You know, to me,
Wow.
a few little things that everybody have. You know, everybody have things going on, but you know, I'm waiting for everything to this to be settled. Let it be settled out so his kids can start working on their lives. My main concern right now is not for nobody in the world, but his children right now. His children, none of the homies. It's all about those children, man. They don't have their dad no more. You know, they don't have their dad. So they need their uncles. They need their godmamas, and they need those people for guidance. You know, it's hard. It's a hard world, and it's not
it's
just
coming
him.
back.
It's every child that lost something.
It's coming back to a village raised. I mean, yeah, it takes a village to raise a child. It's coming back to that. You know, uncles, aunts, sisters. Nowadays, kids don't even know their first cousins or their own brothers or sisters.
No family
It's
reunions,
crazy.
no none of it.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, before we go on, Lonzo, can I make a suggestion? Just since we have so many people on the line, there's a lot of feedback. If you're not talking, if for a long period of time, maybe you can just mute your mic, and that way we have one less mic with background. Because I want everybody to hear everything, because this is some gold right here. If you guys could do that, that would be awesome. And if, please, in the chat room, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please tell a friend, share this show. It's all about Coolio tonight. I would love to ask Paul a question. He mentioned something earlier about shopping Coolio's demo. I would love to know stories behind that, Paul, and like, was it easy for you? Was it hard? You said you did it within a few months, you got him a deal, but can you take us back to when you were shopping Coolio's demo and, you know, maybe what your favorite song on that demo was? You're on mute, my bad. Sorry. I knew that was going to happen.
So I'm upside down.
You good? You good?
You're good. You're good.
Oh shit! You're getting me dizzy, damn it.
Wait, can you flip it?
You're good.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You're gravy.
I'm looking at it upside down.
No, you look good,
man,
Dust. You good.
First of all, man, you know, I was just excited to hear old stories about Coolio and learn more about his past. You know, I love hearing about his early days. But yeah, when I got with Coolio, he had a demo. I remember that County Line was on it, and I remember that I was really impressed with that Barcase flip that Wino had done, and I really liked the track. And I also just liked, you know, I had already been managing the Far Side for a little while. You know, they had that song, She's Passing Me By. Coolio's talking about standing in the county line, you know, but he's already a rapper. It really fit into my brand, you know what I mean? Of kind of like, everyone's getting so serious, but can we make...
That Dominican Republic weather. Damn.
and the song "The County Line" was a reflection on how he grew up.
Oh, Adam, looks like we got Paul back, I think.
All right, sorry about that, man. I'm sorry. I'm good?
Go ahead, man. Continue.
Yeah, I think my phone froze, so it cut off the camera. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I was talking about County Line was on the demo, right? How much I like the production. Yeah, well, no, exactly. Well, just like my man was saying, I mean, it was a real thing from Coolio. He was talking about shit he had really been through, you know, and like, you know, having to be seen out, getting like maybe some kind of government assistance, but you already been in rap videos and stuff, right? So he's talking about that in the song, and you know, he's just kind of like he can make. He's not like acting like he's so tough that he can't make fun of himself. You know what I mean? And I think that was kind of his appeal that Tommy Boy felt. I didn't. You know, I don't remember a bunch of any other labels really being excited about it, but I do remember Tommy Boy kind of got it, and I do remember we did it was like a singles deal for County Line, and then you know County Line did okay regionally and a little bit in some markets, and so they said, okay, we're gonna give you an EP deal, and then we delivered Fantastic Voyage, and they're like, okay, you get the.
All right, Paul fell out for a minute, but that's all right. That's how we do it, folks.
That's true right there, because I remember Coolio had he did the single deal, the EP deal, and he did it for minimal money. He went in the studio supposed to do one song. He did like 5 songs, 12 songs off a minimal budget, man. He rocked that. He did, because he was already in the studio before, you know, he had been in the studio doing songs with Dub C, you know. He had did songs, him and Spoonie had did songs. So he know what work ethics were. He knew how to work that studio, and now he knew how to work that budget. Coolio was broke. He was poor. Grew up like that. That's why his money, and I mean, that brother right there, man, was a genius, man. I love my brother, man, and I'm gonna make sure I do everything in my power, and as long as I'm on this earth, to like always lift him up. You know what I'm saying? And push him to the next level with his name. Matter of fact, we need that star on Hollywood Boulevard, people. We need that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame vote too.
Can I give a plug to somebody?
Please.
Okay. I got a cousin in Brooklyn, New York, was Action, and her producer was DJ Keith Watkins. And just recently, I seen a picture of Coolio and Keith Watkins, and I told him that we went to high school together. We live right across the street from each other. He said, it's a small world, and rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's ironic because another guy I'm doing business. I just got Coolio a deal for this movie with Sean Penn and Sticky Fingers, and I had to call him and tell him that he couldn't accept the money. But make a long story short, one of the guys who was in the deal, saw Coolio at the airport and didn't even know that we were already entwined. So that's how small the world is, and they just told me that today. But like I said again, man, I want to make sure that this whole conversation be reflected on his children. So keep his children in prayer. Lift them up. You see them out on the streets, give them a hug or whatever. But make sure that you know that these kids need this celebration to be the biggest celebration. Coolio didn't want nothing else but a celebration. I mean, a real celebration. And we're putting it together right now. You guys will see. It's going to be nice. Everybody going to be like, oh, Coolio. His name's going to be up there for a long time.
All right.
Hey, I would love to know something. Sorry, I'm just a hip hop nerd and I love this, but what I liked about Coolio is he made everything fun. He made the county line fun. He made, he made hip hop fun when everybody was trying to be tough and being, rough and a gangster and this and that. But maybe Scotty Dee, our other guest, can tell us, do you know what made Coolio go down that lane? Was that his personality? Was that all planned? Can you guys help talk to us about that?
Go ahead, Rich.
Explain what you mean. What lane did he go down? I'm trying to get a clarity.
Yeah, so he had 1, 2, 3, 4. He was always fun. You know what I mean? He was he was still hood. The hood was still there, but he was bringing fun to the game when everyone else was, Mr. Cool Guy, Mr. Tough Guy. Do you know if he went down? Okay. Was that all planned, or is that just his personality?
That was his personality, because as far as when we was at the Sound Masters, it was, it'd be two personalities clashing because of their egos. But me and Coolio would just laugh, say we having fun. And as far as him growing up, we just he was a jokester. He would, what they say, bag or rank. He would have people laughing till their stomach hurt. And like I said, he had me walking away like I'm going home, because I didn't want to be the object of the jokes and stuff like that. So
he could bag.
Yeah, he could bag. To this day, he was still a bag. He's still bagging right now. He bagging on Tupac and them right now. Coolio, man, he bagged all the time on anybody. Talk about anybody and everybody. He loved that was part of him. And as far as me add on to what Rich was saying, it wasn't just his personality. They were influenced by New Yorkers. Rich is from New York. The Soundmaster crew stable. They were established in New York, but they came to Compton. DJ Pooh, King T, all them dudes are influenced by the Soundmaster. If you listen to their sound, back then it was all with them drums, beats. Listen to King T's album. That's all that Soundmaster sound. And they call it Cali Hop now, but yeah, Coolio was just like that. That's how he loved to have fun.
Tell us, Scotty, we DJ'd Centennial's Sweetheart Dance in 1981.
Dr. Dre didn't graduate until 1982. He was there.
83.
83, right. So he was there. Yeah.
And we are in the yearbook. We in the yearbook.
Grown. They were still kids.
That's history.
They was doing it. They was doing it. They was doing it, and we was almost through with it. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed with it, man. I'm the only one that stayed.
I want to say that what Scotty said too earlier, I think, had a lot to do with it, because Coolio he was a really smart guy, man, and he saw what his lane was. There was a lot of tough guys already. You know what I mean? I think he saw that he wanted, like he said, Coolio was the best client I ever had. His work ethic, man. And I think a lot of that was because what he had already been through by the time I started working with him. His whole background and having a hit, but then it didn't really work out for him. You know what I mean? In a big level, he was still broke. So he understood better than most of the artists that I had worked with, a lot of the young artists, He was a little more mature.
Another thing
But he
I
was
remember
fun,
about
man. He was a funny guy, so that was just his nature.
another thing I remember about Coolio was that he read a lot of books. His room was full of books.
Now I saw
I'm talking
today.
about from junior high school.
I saw today on a blog. He also was into snow globes.
Oh,
The
wow.
little glass snowballs that you shake up and be little scenes and shit in there. According to this thing I read today, that he didn't collect cars, nothing like that. He collected snow globes. That was his thing. Now, that's
Interesting. Someone in the audience has an interesting question. I've always wondered, one of the most iconic things that we know Coolio by is his hair. Rob Treble wants to know, do you guys know what inspired his hairstyle?
His baby mama.
Oh, break it down.
He got that.
Talk to me, somebody.
This was his second. Can you hear me?
Actually, I just seen a post.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Scotty. Go ahead.
His kid's mom lived across the street from Rich. Her name was Demp. She did that to him. He wanted something different.
And
she
what?
Child do hair, she do cakes and all that kind. She's straight from the hood. And Coolio was from the hood, but he had a woman that was real hood. From cooking to talking to put her foot in your ass. Coolio might argue, she'd reach over and probably knock you out. But she was the realest lady, one of the realest ladies I ever met in my life. But she did that, gave him his style, he was grounded at that time. He was
Actually, I just seen a post on Facebook of both of them right before I came on to this thing, and he asked her to do her hair like him. Now that's true love. There in that picture, that's true love. I just seen it.
What? For real?
Yes.
I didn't know it was. I just know I was there, so I know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why are you doing it like that? Ain't nobody else doing it like this. Everybody else got their hair. And I'm like, okay. And look what happened. That's his image to this day.
Right.
Even when they start falling out, he kept it.
Hey, that man sold him more money than his records, his hair.
Right.
What'd you say, Lonzo?
Even when the middle of it was gone, he still kept them 3 or 4 braids. I ain't
kept
mad at
it, man.
Sure did.
He kept it, put them all together. Hey, hey, Lonzo, my boy got special hats made for that, man.
I'm looking at it, yeah.
He got special hats made and everything. I didn't even trip, man. I like he keep on doing it.
I tell you what, nobody else tried that shit.
You couldn't.
Nobody else.
You know who the closest to him as far as the hairstyle was ODB.
Right.
Okay. Right. You got a point there, Doc.
Yeah. Hey, I would love to know your thoughts all across the board on something that's been going around the internet as of the passing of Coolio. As with all the greats, there's a conspiracy behind it, and one of the conspiracies right now floating around is an interview that Coolio did on Hip Hop Uncensored like 5 or 6 months ago. And he was talking about Illuminati stuff and certain conspiracies and the music industry behind the scenes and things like that. I'm not asking if you guys think that's true, but what are your thoughts on the conspiracy going around in that whole thing?
I put it like this. People going to talk whether you do good or bad. They talked about Jesus Christ, not being religious, but they talked about him. But he was here to save us. And maybe that was Coolio's mission.
Hey, Scotty, you got
Scotty or Paul?
Yeah, I just want to be more respectful talking about him and stuff like that. I don't really want to entertain that.
Fair enough.
That's way too soon for me, bro. I'll let that slide, man.
Okay.
All right.
I'm dealing with that, and I'm good. Let's talk about some happiness, man. Some love, some joy.
I didn't see that today, though.
Celebrate. Yeah, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. I want to celebrate his life. I mean,
The tabloids do that.
That's what I think.
Maybe some good Coolio stories. What if we break down some good Coolio stories?
Now, Scotty Dee told me. Scotty Dee told me some shit I didn't know. Him and Coolio Eve after dark and won a contest I had. Now,
Well,
It wasn't
actually,
just me. Rich was there too.
we didn't win. We was running ups.
oh, okay, all right.
Cause we lived
And
on El Segundo between Willowbrook and Mona. And my cousin DJ D was making tapes for everybody in the hood. And we were like, and I can remember they say, D, we want the tape like this. He would have a smile on his face. He put the earphones on and he would scratch the record better than what you wanted.
So one night we went up to the Eve After Dark for the rap contest. I gave Lonzo a record maybe about a month before the contest had happened. I had 3 records I got from Job Corps, and I gave one to the Carolina West, the Disco Daddy, one to the Carolina West, one to Disco Daddy at the workshop. At the workshop, and then one to Lonzo. Yeah, and one to Lonzo. And one to Lonzo at the Eve. He had just opened, and then he had the rap contest. So I told Rich, I was in the Soundmaster crew, but there was no management. That we were just doing stuff. So I chose and told myself, I'm gonna be the manager. I'm Rich. I had a briefcase with a handcuff on it, but nothing but a Soundmaster crew tape in it. You know what I'm saying? Walking around tripping. Like,
He had $21 bills.
I'm the original Fab Five Freddy the West Coast. But you tell them Rich, they don't know. So we go up to the Eve, and we had 2 groups in the contest that night. We had Richie C and Wizkid, Coolio and Spoonie. Both of those groups, but DJ D was the DJ. And D got up there, and Lonzo, I'm gonna tell you like it is. Lonzo, my boy started scratching, getting his needle where it's supposed to be at. And I had to come in the DJ booth because I'm a Crip. I'm in your audience with my pistol in my shoe, right? And I see people in there from Centennial. You know, if they see me, oh, they go, Scotty, that's 100,000 points. So I slide in the DJ booth with my boy, and he starts scratching that record. You came from the other side and said, yo, you can't be scratching up the records when you like that. And D looked at you and just threw the record on. They started rapping. And once they start rapping, everybody started looking at them guys because they wasn't just rapping. They was rapping about their DJ. Their DJ. And right after that, I met Roger that night. I met Unknown that night. I didn't meet you, but I met you when y'all came over to the house to buy some tapes from DJ D. It was you and Unknown together, matter of fact. Roger wasn't even with y'all. It was you and Unknown. I think Unknown is the one who got D's number that night. So yeah, they were already making tapes. They were making tapes before Mixmaster Spade and Ken and all them was making tapes. Matter of fact, DJ D taught Spade the techniques of how to. Spade been going to New York forever. Spade family is from New York City. Spade had turntables and stuff in Mixmaster Spade. Oh yeah, the mayor of Compton. That's a rest in peace, another brother. And DJ D showed him the skills. So when DJ D showed him the skills of how to do the mixing and all that kind of stuff, it was a wrap. We was tight. It was about 40 of us at that time. We was like this.
And
we was big, man. We had Mixmaster Ken, Toddy T. Oh man, we had DJ Bar, we had DJ Vegas, and oh man, Dance a Lot Kid, King T, DJ Aladdin, DJ Pooh.
The Alcoholics.
The Alcoholics came through us. J-Ro and them came through us. Oh man, we deep, bro. It's like Lonzo, you got your big old tree. We got a little tree over here too. We got a little avocado tree over here. We got a little avocado tree, Lonzo.
I'm mad at you, Doc.
To add on what Scotty said about Alonzo saying he gonna scratch up the records, Roger Clayton said the same thing. And we was at the convention center.
Oh yeah, we did the convention center. Yo, Roger, that night, Roger seen us, right? But I went to the Alpine Village, the second dance, not the first one, but the second one. The second one, I'm passing out flyers and stuff, and his boys caught me up in there. And I'm mad because, get up off me. I'm gone, I'm gonna leave. And Roger ran over, yo, you know these people on this flyer? I said, yeah. He said, look, I want them to be at my dance, the convention center. I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. That was Coolio, Rich, Wiz Kid. He wanted them, the Soundmaster crew, to come to the convention center to perform. And this is before Ice-T and them. This is before
You know what,
all them. So
Scotty,
when I met Roger that night, is when me and Roger became friends, bro. That's crazy, man. We met over a fly.
that's the night I met Mixmaster Spade. And to be honest with you, as I look back at stuff, we was before our time. We was Unsigned Hype before Unsigned Hype became into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everybody in Compton knew us.
Yeah.
What
about you, Paul?
Hey, this is gonna trip y'all out. And Rich went to Big Puppy. Big Puppy needed to rap, right? And all shows and stuff. Rich and Puppy sat right side by side in a couple of classes. Tell him what happened, Rich.
I showed him the foundation, like I did Coolio, before bars came into existence. He may not remember, but if he see my face, he gonna like, oh, that was you.
Who was that now? Snake Puppy, you say?
Yeah,
What's his name, Rich?
Lamar.
What's his name, Rich?
Lamar.
Hey, man. Hey, Lonzo.
Yes, sir.
Soundmaster Crew was before anybody. Soundmaster Crew is part of the original foundation of West Coast hip hop in Compton. I don't know what they was doing on the west side, but by me going to the west side, I didn't see nothing over there like that. What these guys are doing with Mixmaster Spade and the Soundmaster Crew. I had to go all the way to New York. I was trying to get Coolio to come and meet us out there, but his flight got canceled. So we went out there anyway to their hood day. And we came with our Compton shirts on, and we had our Compton Soundmaster, Compton hats on. It was just three of us. We walked through, and man, they showed us so much love. They were shooting a film, and they asked me to be the West Coast ambassador to bring all the Soundmasters. I did it, so that should be coming out like really soon, man. That's a nice thing. A lot of stuff is on Coolio, how he blew up. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot,
Scotty,
yeah.
tell them how Bambaataa and all of them Zulu Nation treated you.
Oh yeah, that's a trip right there.
Yes,
Lonzo, I was with Coolio one night. It was me and Coolio. We was at some club in LA. Going up there, but he was just now getting his foot in the door, and I think they just hired me as Tommy Boy to do the promotion. I mean, because I was already marketing for different labels. Club, they stepped to me, man, and they asked me what I was all about.
Okay.
But I knew Ice. I've been knowing Ice, man. I knew Ice from K-Day Performing Arts. Cool was a performing artist. We have back to them guys knew stage presence and how to perform because of K-Day. Roy Kaufman. Never forget that man's name. Roy Kaufman. Ice-T was a performing artist. Jeff, Kid Frost. All of them learned how to be on the stage from Roy Kaufman. I just talked to Roy. I got like a 3-hour interview on Roy about really serious stuff that needs to be going on now. Yeah. But yeah, the Zulu Nation stepped to us that night and asked us when we joined the Zulu Nation. That's why I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why Coolio always say Shaka Zulu, man. I never asked him. I thought he was still talking about the Zulu. I don't know why he say Shaka Zulu, bro. I never asked him no more either. And ever since that night, it seemed like he would always say Shaka Zulu. I gotta ask somebody. Then he went to Africa. So I thought he went to Africa and really started doing it. You know, brought me back an African drum and stuff. It gave me some stuff from Africa. But that was his word. Even on the little last thing he did on the line, he said Shaka Zulu.
Wow.
That was his word, Shaka Zulu.
All right, Dusty, we got
Nice.
any questions from the chat room?
You know what? People are just making comments and comment on the great commentary that we got going on. But I would love to hear a little bit more about Paul's history with Coolio, myself, managing him, and some great memories that you had. And why do you think Coolio entrusted you to be his manager?
Okay, yeah, sure. No, I mean we had a great relationship. Like I said, it was 5 years that we were together. Why he entrusted me? I think I was handling my business. I mean, let me tell you a very rare unknown fact about Coolio's early days. Before his album came out, I was music supervising Poetic Justice, and Tupac says in the movie, "Hey, this is my cousin's music," and it's Coolio's unreleased demos from his first album. There's like
That's
two
right.
songs that play. I can't tell you what song. I don't remember what songs they are. But so I was making opportunities like that for him. You know what I mean? When Coolio first asked me to manage him, I was managing the Far Side, and then right after that, I started working with John Singleton, and the Warren G thing happened. So it was a lot of good stuff happening around too. But I always paid attention to him. You know what I mean? And he was like I said, my best client. He was, he was smarter. I mean, and it was great too. I mean, like.
Damn.
He'll come
Awesome
back.
again. Yeah.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he's thousands of miles away. Sorry, guys. Sorry, gang. Yeah, I had a specific.
My problem
you
is
go.
my screen locks. My screen shuts. I don't know how to turn off the screen lock, but it won't happen again for a second.
Oh, I got you.
But,
okay, that's what it is.
If you can tell me how to do it, I'm retarded. But yeah. But anyway, so it was great. Was that Snoop and Pac gave Coolio so much love, man. They really fucked with him. You know what I mean? And I witnessed all that. Coolio would record a lot at Echo Sound, and it would be him on one side and Pac on the other. You know what I mean? And I remember, obviously when he did Gangsta's Paradise, I think a lot of people have heard the story. He came to my house to pick up a check. We were kind of having a little celebration, a little barbecue of people at PMP, my management company that, he was a part of. And my roommate, who was a producer, was playing a track that LV, the singer, had already written the hook to, and Coolio heard it and was like, man. And the craziest part of the story is that he literally spit it out in like about a half hour. And that was basically the version after he had to take out the swear words for Stevie and stuff that ended up coming out. You know what I mean? But, seeing him go out on tour take advantage of that opportunity, because none of us were really crazy about the Antoine Fuqua thing. Michelle Pfeiffer, we were like, oh, this is either going to be great or like, we don't know. We liked it, but, but the way the song took off, and then the way Coolio helped really dig in and capitalize with it, man. He just was always, grinding. If it was, I'm gonna do this kid show theme, if I'm whatever, just trying to keep his name out there, working hard, man. And it was just it was a privilege to work with him, and he was just funny as hell. I mean, his whole personality, man. Everything that comes across in the music and the videos, and I was pure Coolio, and he always treated me really well. And I think, after Gangsta's Paradise, it was like the biggest thing any of us have been involved in, you know what I mean? And after that, he went off on his own with his wife a little while after that. We had a good run after that. We did like the MTV Award. We did a bunch of performances with Stevie and stuff like that. So it was like, man, I had a long run with Coolio, you know what I mean? And so of all the clients I worked with, he was the most loyal and the smartest to work with, you know what I mean? And kind of the funniest, So, I mean, I just like I said, man, I love hearing other people tell stories about stuff I don't know about Coolio, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, just when we were out, I didn't travel with him on the road that much. That was Spoonie, and other guys. But I did go on the European tour when when Gangsta's Paradise broke. And I saw audiences in these countries that didn't even speak English, singing every word, you know what I mean? And, Coolio was mashing, man. He was out doing a show, then press and this and that. Some artists wouldn't have really gone the full road to capitalize on it. But he did, and I think it all made all the difference, you know. And for his career, and that he could tour Europe all the way until just now when he was doing this stuff, you know. So love Coolio. He treated me great, man. He was a great person, hilarious. Those are a few stories, you know.
Let me ask you, Paul, were you responsible, or how responsible were you for getting his music in movies? Like, there's a random 3-second clip in a classic movie, Clueless, where they do "Rolling with the Homies." They do that whole thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was 100% responsible for getting it in Dangerous Minds. The other ones, I don't really remember. Probably had something to do with it, but I don't want to take credit. You know what I mean? But I definitely said the crazy thing. This is a little story about Gangsta's Paradise and Dangerous Minds. At the same time that they wanted to use it, Bad Boys wanted to use it. With Will Smith, the original Bad Boys 1. And yeah, and you talk about Coolio entrusting me. Coolio entrusted me to pick the movie. And I picked Dangerous Minds for a few reasons, but the woman over there at MCA was really, really hard on for it, you know, and I knew she was going to push it as she did, and she gave us a deal for Coolio's group, GAT, over there. We got a nice check. So, you know, it was politics, you know, and everything, but really she pushed the song to, you know, who knows what would have happened if it gone on Bad Boys. Might have just been you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't have got Michelle Pfeiffer in the video, and, you know, because when the song first came out to MCA's promotion department credit and that company and everything, they sent the video to MTV, and MTV was like, nah, we're not going to add it. And they bought all these 1-minute ads that were basically a minute of the video, and people just started calling and requesting it. And then after that, it took off like lightning, you know. Wow. But yeah.
Hey, folks, on the line, I got my boy out of New York. Dre, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Got Dr.
There
Dre from
he
New York.
is.
Dr. Dre.
What's going on? Man, I wasn't trying to interrupt. I'm listening to the story. I'm just smiling, man. This is what you need. This is what we need to do. The celebration of a one man's life who's did so much to so many. And the one thing I like to say about this, about making things commonality of hip hop artists, rap artists, and in the music, I mean, you can cookie cutter it up and divide it into, you know, positive rap, gangster rap, this, that, and the other. But Coolio represented what Coolio wanted to say, and he reached a lot of folks with it, period. I mean, from Fantastic Voyage, which Lonzo knows as a DJ, that's a big song for us. People like Side put out. We was down with that. But Gangsta's Paradise, it made you stop and think for a minute. First I said, did he clear this with Stevie? How could Stevie see it? Anyway, that was supposed to be fun.
I got that shit. There you go.
I listened to it. I told you I do me too. Then when you talk about its impact all over, this man couldn't go anywhere and no one didn't know that song. Not just from the movie. I'm just talking about a song. And it goes to show how important it is as an artist when you're doing your music and expressing yourself. You never know how long or how far it will go.
That's true.
Rest in rhyme.
Isn't that the truth? Hey, Dre.
Blessings. Yes, sir.
Dre, you know what else? The song was in between his first album and his second album, right? So, and you know, after Fantastic Voyage, we did like 3 videos and none of them hit. So it was a little like iffy. And when we sent the song to Tommy Boy, and this is crazy, I talked to Monica Lynch, the president over there, for a long time the other day. They were like, it's cool, you know. And I was like, we don't think it's a single or anything. And I said, all right, well, I'm gonna try to get it on a soundtrack. And you know what I mean? I mean, just like, man, like just what you were saying, man. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to throw that in because that's kind of a crazy fact. It wasn't even an official song. It was just a demo made at my house, you know, with 3 in a studio the size of a tiny closet, like a tiny closet. You know what I mean? So,
hey, you never know, man.
We've all been through what we call the labels, the A&R, my boy, my girl, this person is that person, and everybody always knew better. But my question was, how come y'all always at the top and we're always struggling with our music to make it happen? How does that work? You know, it's just very strange. And I know Monica Lynch very well for many, many years. Thomas Silverman, all of those.
Richard McMichael joined.
And I just find that we live in an interesting time. We live in an interesting time that enjoy your freedom, but be conscious of what you put to the masses. That's all. So, been spending most of my time living in the pastime paradise. Been spending my time living in the
pastime paradise.
Yeah, so we gotta understand that this music, no matter where you pick it up from, what you believe in matters. What you're saying matters, and it affects people. You know, it just does. And I'm just smiling because I get to meet a lot of people, and I get to be impressed. Coolio with the braids and all that stuff, but then Coolio the man, and listening to him and his cooking show and all other stuff. That's the person I like. That's the person I remember. You know.
All right. Much love, folks. Hey man, we about ready to wrap this part, man. It's about that time, dude.
Man,
Thank
love
all
that.
y'all through. Dr. Dre, much love. Everybody in the chat room. Much
Legendary
love.
Connect, baby.
Legendary Connects going down Thursday. Me and Dustin be back tomorrow with another show. Hopefully not talking about another shot, young man. Hopefully. Paul, much love to you, Doc. I see you out there in the DR.
What up, Dre?
Always down, baby. Much love, Doc. Scotty D, where you going? Scotty D.
Scotty D left too.
He stepped off. Dusty, tomorrow, baby.
Man, thank you for letting me sit on this. Dr. Dre, you have a great evening. Lonzo, I'll see you tomorrow, dude.
You got it, 6 o'clock.
Oh, y'all be good. Love you.
All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. This is how we do it every Tuesday we do it like this. Every Thursday we do it like this. But today, we're doing it for Coolio, folks. Rest in peace, Coolio. Rest in power, Coolio. Dre, you got something to say?
Been spending most of my time living in the pastime paradise.
There you go, folks.
Been spending most of my time living in the gangster's paradise. That's all I gotta say.
All right, Doc. Till tomorrow,
Scotty
folks.
D. Spencer versus TCS Herb to P joined.
We are out of here, folks. Thank you very much.